Look at my diamonds, they dancing. Petro cocaine is the fashion.
This will be absolutely no notes. No notes. Just everything that is right up here. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and I'm just gonna be straightforward with it. I'm not surprised by the Falcons losing to the Saints because I honestly thought that we would lose in dramatic fashion. But it doesn't make it any better. On national TV, yet again, the Atlanta Falcons laid another fucking egg. We laid another freaking egg on national TV. We saw Grady Jarrett, he was okay. Vic Beasley, non-existent. Tack McKinley, non-existent. The whole front, just non-existent. Deion Jones making mistakes that rookies should make. Like you're in, like you. That was one play where Deion Jones was. It was the touchdown run. The touchdown run to Taysom Hill. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, what the fuck are you doing, Deion? What are you doing? You, as the middle linebacker, abandon your assignment instead of calling a signal to say, true front, I need you to get the edge. Campbell, I need you guys to get the edge. And I got the middle of the field. Nope. Deion Jones proceeds to run outside and leaves the middle of the field wide open. Taysom Hill's run right up the middle for a touchdown. Is that on coaching? I don't think any coach would tell Deion to do something like that. These are the mental mistakes that the Falcons are doing. These are the mental mistakes that the Falcons are making. Players that you expect to understand that you can't make these type of mental errors. These are mental errors. The theme of the defensive side of the ball has always been, for the past 3 years, inconsistency. Just embarrassing. Just absolutely embarrassing. You're letting Taysom Hill look like a Pro Bowl player. Every time he plays, something major big happens. But that's to be expected a lot of times. But what I'm most disappointed about is that offensive line. Now we're gonna have a lot of people that say, "Oh my God, look! Everywhere I went, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere, people pointing the finger at number 2. They pointing the finger at number 2. Matt Ryan. He's supposed to run. He's supposed to get rid of the ball within 1 second, make something happen out of 1 second. These guys can't hold the line for 2 seconds. The line is crumbling. before this guy could even get out of his stand. Like, he can't even turn to put the ball in the damn air. He can't even get the ball to a high point before somebody's on his ass. There were so many plays where Matt Ryan had not one guy coming at him, two guys. Yep. Two pass rushers coming at him at one time. Because he got beat. Yep. Caleb McGarry had an awful game. Jamon Brown was absolute garbage, as usual. Jake Matthews played like trash, as usual. Look, I'm just going to say the whole offensive line looked absolute fucking garbage, including Alex Mack. You gave up 9 freaking sacks. 9 freaking sacks to your $150 million quarterback. How in the bloody hell is anyone supposed to do anything with less than 2 seconds to throw the ball? Wide receivers can barely get open in 2 seconds. How the hell is he supposed to run? How is he supposed to throw the ball in under 2 seconds? This man getting smashed and hit and kicked. Look, man. Who is to blame for this? It ain't Matt Ryan. I'm going to tell you right now who's to blame for it. And a lot of guys are going to be like, oh, it's Dan Quinn. It's 2 people who are responsible for this. Number 1, Dirk Koetter. I tried to do the good thing. I tried to be the responsible thing, to be the fan, to be positive about the situation. But I knew from the very beginning when we re-signed Dirk Koetter, I said, oh, you know what? I knew from the very beginning that this would not be a good idea. That the Falcons were going to come out, despite what we did in the draft, that these fools were going to come out throwing the ball 50 times a game. I already knew it. This is his MO. Everywhere he goes, he wants to throw 40 times a game. This is what Dirk Koetter wants to do. Well, the offensive line is pretty much patched up. Young offensive line, you want to come out and throw 40, 50 times a game. This guy threw 50 times this game against the Saints defensive. What are you thinking? And then in the third and fourth quarter, you want to come out and change the scheme towards the end of the game? Dirk Koetter has to go. And I want his ass gone like immediately. I don't want him in power. I don't want to see him on press conference. I don't want to see him breathing. Look, he gotta go, bro. Excuse me for that last part, but he just gotta go. He gotta get out of here with that. 40 times a game. Quarterback throwing the ball 40 times a game, 50 times a game, 50 times a game. And the offensive line, this is the worst part. Most of these guys are much better when they're in run-first offenses. Matt Ryan is 40-7 when he's throwing less than 25 times a game. Matt Ryan, let me repeat that. When Matt Ryan throws less than 25 times a game, he is 40-7. He is 2-8 when he has to throw more than that, 30 times a game. 2-7, 2-8. A losing record when Matt Ryan has to throw more than that. When he has to throw 30, 40 times a game, 40 times a game, 2-8, losing record. And yet we continue to try to throw the ball with Matt Ryan. It is never a good thing when Matt Ryan has to throw 40, 50 times in a game. You already putting him at a disadvantage. It doesn't work. You need balance. In order to get the best out of Matt Ryan and this offense, you have to run the ball. You cannot continue to throw the ball 40, 50 times in a game, bro. What are you thinking? This has to be a run. And we was fooled. We were bamboozled into thinking that this was going to be a running offense. Quadri Olsen sat on. He didn't play. What are you drafting these guys that are not going to play for? You should have used that on the defense. If he wasn't going to play, he should have played on defense. If he wasn't going to play, you should have used that draft pick on defense. If you know you weren't going to play him, why draft him? If you knew you weren't going to play Marcus Green, why draft him? Could have used that on a defensive lineman. Nope. Not Thomas Dimitroff. Nope. He drafts guys that he's not going to play. Just a waste of draft picks. What's the point of drafting guys you're not going to play? What's the point of drafting guys you're not going to use? Jordan Miller has yet to really play this year. You could have used that on defense. Linebacker, defensive lineman, defensive tackle, defensive end, something. Offensive lineman. We ran out of tight ends last night. The Falcons ran out of tight ends, bro. So, we don't maximize the talent of the offense because Dirk Koetter wants to pass 40 times a game. And we just having our quarterback just getting murdered. 15 sacks in the last 2 games. In less than 5 days, 15 sacks. Embarrassing. Second one, Thomas Dimitroff. Whoo, boy. Have I had some choice words? And I'm going to go live with this at some point. I may be on the Feline Sports podcast. I may be on Unintentional Grounding. Or I may do it on this channel. But Thomas Dimitroff has to go. No longer can I sit back and point the finger at Dan Quinn. No longer can I look back and have any ill will or malice towards Mike Smith. Because the common denominator in the Falcons struggle for the past 10 years has been Thomas Dimitroff. We've done absolutely nothing with the draft, with the trenches. It has been absolutely atrocious. And like I said, I'm going to show you guys the stats. Like I said, man, we've been breaking down this stuff for a long time. Myself, Pat, Dan, all the guys at Unintentional Grounding, man. It is bad. It is god awful. And some of you guys follow us on Twitter, and you can see these stats. All right, for more in-depth analysis and stats, follow us on Twitter. But these stats are absolutely atrocious. This guy's done absolutely nothing with the trenches. Not with the draft, not in free agency. He's been god freaking awful. Thomas Dimitroff has done nothing. The biggest hit was Grady Jarrett, and you can kind of say Vic Beasley because he was an NFL sack leader. But even he's been inconsistent. Offensive line, defensive line. Offensive line is still atrocious, as it was with Mike Smith. Defensive line is still atrocious, as it was with Mike Smith. It's just bad. It is awful. And the common denominator in it all is not Dan Quinn. It's not the defensive coordinator. It's not the offensive coordinator. It's not any of that. It's not the offensive line coach. It is Thomas Dimitroff. How many times are we going to continue to give this guy a pass? How many times are we going to point the finger at the offense, the head coach, and say, head coach doesn't know what he's doing? Thomas Dimitroff has a stronghold on this team, and he has to go. He has to go. We can't continue to say the coach is the problem, when the common denominator, and this is the same exact problem for the last 5 years. This is the same exact problem that we had under Mike Smith. Offensive line couldn't block for Matt Ryan. Defensive line was inconsistent. That's the same stuff that we heard with Mike Smith. Everything that is going wrong with the Atlanta Falcons right now is the same exact things that happened with Mike Smith and Dan Quinn. The exact same thing. So the problem is Thomas Dimitroff. He has to go. He got to go. Period. He got to go. So it's embarrassing on national TV, in front of the world, to have your quarterback sacked nine times. It felt like 19 damn times. I was about to say 19, but it felt like 19 times. He may have gotten hit 19 times. But it's embarrassing to see your quarterback get hit 9 times, get sacked 9 freaking times. And God knows, I haven't looked at all the stats yet, but 9 sacks in a game, 15 sacks in the last 2 games. Boy. Like I said before, no longer am I going to continue to point the finger at Dan Quinn and Mike Smith, man. This is all TD's fault, bro. This is all TD's. I cannot blame run blocking offensive linemen to be, being in a system where their skills aren't being maximized, because run blocking offensive linemen, this is what our offensive line do best, and that's run the ball. They want to run the ball. They work best when they're running. Yet they're forced in the offense where they got to pass block 40, 50 times a game, because that's what Dirk Koetter wants to do. Dirk Koetter doesn't want any parts of running the ball. So this is deeper than just Matt Ryan. This is deeper than just, the offensive lineman can't block. Well, if their strength is not pass blocking, why are you forcing them to pass block 40, 50 times a game? Like, this is the stuff that doesn't make sense. You force them into a scheme and they're not strong in. Because something I say this all the time. Ego gets coaches fired. Egos get GMs fired because they want to force their scheme on everyone else. They're so confident in what they do and what they believe in that they are willing to sacrifice the team, players, to force them into a scheme that is not their strong suit. And that's where I point the finger at. Dan Quinn deserves some blame. Yes, he does. He needs to be more vocal. He said, forget this. Forget this. We're going to run the ball. I'm tired of getting Matt Ryan hurt. No, we're not going to continue to do this. We're going to run the ball. But Thomas Dimitroff has to go. Dirk Koetter has to go. Because it's pretty much wasting Matt Ryan's career. So, I'm just going to end with this, man. I could go on for another hour or so, man, because I'm just so pissed off right now. I'm angry, I'm upset, because not only I'm losing to the Saints is bad enough, But I'm not really surprised by the loss. I'm just surprised in the fashion that we lost. Just embarrassing. Your quarterback get hit, God knows how many times. But you lose, you get your quarterback hit, sacked 9 times in a game. Just embarrassing. Alright, Falcons fans, man. You can check out more content. I will always have more content in the cards. You guys just stay tuned, man. It's gonna get better. Don't know what, but it's gonna get better, man. The Falcons are gonna come back. We're gonna come back strong. We're gonna be contenders once again. But we gotta get rid of Dirk Koetter and Thomas Dimitroff. First of all, before we get rid of anybody, even before Dirk Koetter, we gotta get rid of Thomas Dimitroff. He has to go. All right. So, like I said before, you guys can check out the content up top and the cards. I'll have all types of content up there. You guys continue to support the channel. You guys can donate anything to the channel, man. Everything will go into improving the content, giving more exposure to Mad Mike Sports Unintentional Grounding. Man, I appreciate everything that you guys do for me, man. Like I said before, this is the quest to 4,000. My ultimate goal, all right, is 10,000. That's what I really want to get to. I want to get to 10,000, all right, and I'm going to get there. But it's all because of you Falcons fans, okay? Falcons fans got to stay positive, even when this crap like this is going on. But your boy Mad Mike is out, man. All right, peace. Hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends to come chat with your boy. I'm gone. Peace.
Whipping the Princess Diana, double cup bling, found her. Oh my, oh God.